Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurul binti Rosli and I will present regarding the company's background. Okay, Mbank Group Berhad is a leading Malaysian financial services group with over 40 years of expertise in supporting the economic development of Malaysia. It comprises AMMB Holdings Berhad, Mbank Berhad, M Investment Bank Berhad, and Mbank Islamic Berhad. As for now, it has over 3 million customers and employs circa 10,000 people. The holding company of Mbank Groups, or known as AMMB Holdings Berhad, has been listed on main market of Bursa Malaysia since 1988. It is the sixth largest banking group by assets in Malaysia with a market capitalization of around RM 9 billion and asset of around RM 169.2 billion as at 31st March 2020. And last but not least, the group ultimate purpose is basically to help individuals and businesses in Malaysia to grow and win together.
Here are the factors to be considered in preparing segment reports. There are four factors to be considered. First, the nature of product or services. Second, the nature of production process. Third, the type of class of customer for the product or services. And fourth, the method of use to distribute the product or provide the services. Next, we move to the type of segment. AMB Group Berhad use business segment reporting. There are 7 business segments in AMB Group Berhad, which are retail banking, wholesale banking, business banking, investment banking, fund management, insurance, group funding, and others. However, who is the chief of decision making and what is their responsibilities? There were board of directors and group senior management. Both were responsible to assess the performance of the various segments and decide on allocation of the resources to the segment. We also have prepared the faces of chief of decision making from AMB Group Berhad.
Thank you, Arman, for your explanations. Now I will explain regarding the segmental reporting. Okay, this is the actual segmental reporting of AMMB Group Berhad from the company's actual financial statement for the third quarter ended 31st December 2019. The statement is based on the business segment analysis of wholesale banking, which consists of retail banking, business banking, corporate banking, group and treasury markets, investment banking, fund management, insurance, and group fundings and others. Now, I will show you the test that I will use in order to determine which segments are reportable and which are not. Firstly, the 10% threshold test. As I'm using the company's revenue to test, therefore, which segment that its total revenue exceeds 10% of combined total revenue of all operating segments, it will be reported and vice versa. So basically, the formula is total revenue consisting of external revenue and internal revenue of that segment divided by the total revenue of all operating segments and multiplied by 100%. So here, we can see that only retail banking, corporate banking, group and treasury markets, and insurance business segment are exceeding 10%. Therefore, these 4 segments are reportable in financial statements, while the other 4 segments, business banking, investment banking, fund management, and group funding and other segments are non-reportable. But it can be reported as other segment if the information is significant. In detail, the percentage of 5.52, 2.14, 1.18, and 6.93 will be combined in a total of 15.77%, which exceeds 10%. Next, the 75% threshold test. Under this rule, only external revenue will be tested. The combined external revenue of identified operating segment must be more than 75% of the total revenue of the entity. Otherwise, the company must identify more reportable operating segments even if the segment fails the 10% threshold test. So the formula is external revenue of reportable segment divided by the total external revenue of all other segments and multiplied by 100%. So as we can see here, the combined external revenue for retail banking, corporate banking, group and treasury markets, and insurance segment is 89.67% of the entity's total external revenue, which are greater than 75%. Therefore, AMMB Group Berhad need not identify additional reportable segment. The other four segments, business banking, investment banking, fund management, and group funding and others, will remain as non-reportable segment and grouped together as all other segment category. And last but not least, this is the new segmental report that I have reconstructed. So as you can see, the four non-reportable segments have been combined together as all other segments. Therefore, all items from business banking, investment banking, fund management, and group fundings and others such as external revenue, share in the result of associates and joint ventures, segment assets, and others are combined together. So basically, this is AMMB Group Berhad's segmental report that shows reportable segments and non-reportable segments which have been combined. That's all from me. Thank you.
For the conclusion of segmental reporting, here are the advantages and the disadvantages. On advantage, first, it enables users of financial statement to make better predict in the future. Second, managers can make better decisions by taking the business in mind. Third, it is better to evaluate the sustainability and growth of a company and monitor the performance of management. On behalf of the disadvantages, first, segmental information might be misleading to the investors and external users who read it. Second, preparing the result of the segmental reporting to the external user might lead to the competitive damage. And third, data manipulation can cause a significant damage, such as company customers' trust is broken.
Now, I will explain the basis of preparation of the interim report. These condensed interim financial statements have been prepared in accordance with MFRS 134 Interim Financial Reporting issued by the Malaysian Accounting Standard Board (MASB) and paragraph 9.22 of the listing requirements of Bursa Malaysia. These financial statements also comply with IAS 34 Interim Financial Reporting issued by the International Accounting Standard Board. These condensed interim financial statements do not include all of the information required for full annual financial statements and should be read in conjunction with the annual financial statements of the group and the company for the financial year end 31st March 2019. The condensed interim financial statements incorporate those activities relating to Islamic banking which have been undertaken by the group. Islamic banking refers generally to the acceptance of deposits, granting of financial and dealing in Islamic securities under Sharia principles. Next, I will explain two accounting policies that are used in preparation of the interim report. The first one is MFRS 123 borrowing cost. The amendments classify that if any specific borrowing remains outstanding after the related asset is ready for its intended use or sale, that borrowing becomes part of the funds that an entity borrows generally when calculating the capitalization rate on general borrowings. The amendment did not have any material financial impact to the group and the company. The second one is MFRS 112 income tax. The amendment classified that the income tax consequences of dividends on financial instruments classified as equity should be recognized according to where the past transactions or event that generate the distributable amounts were recognized. Hence, the tax consequences are recognized in profit or loss only when an entity determines payments on such instruments or distribution of profits. The amendment did not have any material financial impact to the group and the company. Next, the type of interim report of AMMB Group Berhad is consolidated condensed financial statement. There are several components of the interim financial report, which are statements of financial position, consolidated statements of profit or loss and other comprehensive income, consolidated statement of changes in equity, condensed statement of cash flow, and the last one is selected explanatory notes. Interim reports are used to provide an overview of the company's financial performance before the end of the financial reporting cycle. This helps increase communication between the public and the business while also providing investors with up-to-the-minute financial information.
Next, we continue with the current and comparative period for each statement prepared by the company. First, for the statement of financial position, the current period starts from 1st September 2019 to 31st December 2019, while for the comparative period, it starts from 1 April 2018 to 31st March 2019. For the statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income, the current interim period is 3 months ending started from 1st September 2019 to 31st December 2019, while for the comparative period, it starts from 1st September 2018 to 31st December 2018. Meanwhile, for the cumulative interim period, it is 9th month ending started from 1st April 2019 to 31st December 2019, while for the comparative cumulative period, it starts from 1st April 2018 to 31st December 2018. For the statement of cash flow, the cumulative interim period is 9th month ending started from 1st April 2019 to 31st December 2019, while for the comparative cumulative period started from 1st April 2018 to 31st December 2018. Okay, last one, for the statement of change in equity, it also has the same period as the statement of cash flow. The cumulative interim period started from 1st April 2019 to 31st December 2019, while for the comparative cumulative period started from 1st April 2018 to 31st December 2018. Okay, the last one is the adjustment and its effect on financial statement before and after. The first adjustment is on asset held to sale. On 31st December 2019, AMB Berhad committed to dispose an equipment. The carrying amount of the equipment is Rm 500,000 and the current market price is Rm 600,000. But it will cost Rm 2,000 to dispose the equipment. If the entity continue to use the asset, it will enjoy the economic benefit estimated at Rm 400,000. Next adjustment is on trade receivable. During the current interim period ending 31st December 2019, the amount of the trade receivable is Rm 215,590,000 ringgit. However, during 31st December 2019, the company estimated that only 90% will be collectible. For the adjustment on asset held for sale just now, the equipment satisfied the classification of non-current asset held for sale on 31st December 2019, as the company committed to dispose the machine, and it seemed that the carrying amount will be recovered principally through the sales transaction rather than continuous measurement. Because of that, it will be measured on the lower of carrying amount of Rm 500,000 and the fair value less cost to sale of Rm 580,000. Thus, it will be measured at Rm 500,000. For the trade receivable, the amount that to be reported will be Rm 193,967,100 ringgit, which is 90% of 215,519,000. For the effect on financial position, the amount for the trade receivable before the adjustment is 193,967,100 ringgit, while after the adjustment, the amount will be 250,519,000. So there will be the decrease in trade receivable. While for the asset held for sale, the amount before adjustment is 3,021,000, while after the adjustment will be 3,521,000. There will be increase in asset held for sale. Okay, that's all. Thank you.